All right. Should be running up soon. Ready to get this race going with. And Michael is off. And Triscuit is off. We shouldn't see anything too crazy here in Cap Kingdom. This is Div C, so we are going to see a little more interesting tech out of these guys that we would see in the lower divisions, but that there are still 3 divs above this, it's not going to be anything too crazy. We got the races synced up right about now, though, so... Alright, both setting up for left side with the spin pound. It's a miss from Michael, but Triscuit does get it. Michael's going to work through the back up here to get up to topper. Pretty clean fight from both of them. But Triscuit's just put a little bit ahead because of that left side. Yeah, we got a 229 from Michael here. That is about 4 seconds behind his PB cap, but for a race, there's nothing wrong with that. The cascade here. Again, nothing crazy that we're likely going to see here. Just make sure they hit Dino Skip, whatnot. Successful for both of them. Triscuit did take some damage there, capturing the Chain Chomp. Shouldn't really mess up the rest of the fight, but that does slow him down a little bit. Puts the two right back about on the same pace. Triscuit with the down throw. Capture the Chain Chomp a little faster. Michael a little delayed capturing the Chain Chomp. The wrong angle. So he's going to have to scoot around a little bit. So we will give Triscuit about the same lead back as before. They're gonna both grab this moon up here, overlooking Cascade, and then they're gonna just be heading off to Sand. Both runners are making good time, so should be no concern hitting DSTA here for them. As long as the beginning of Sand is also as clean. I was trying to pull up, I cannot find Triscuit on our stat sheet, so I won't be able to compare his times with PB or anything. Michael, however, did lose about 6 seconds on PB in Cascade. Most likely due to the mishap in the Madame Brood fight. Be able to update the stat sheet. We'll get to that tomorrow. All right, yeah, that sounds good. I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything. Not really a big deal because obviously I can still watch. Grabs the moon over the town. Is able to get the bird. Backup strat on the fountain just to make sure that he grabs it. Michael a little more ahead in terms of grabbing the bird. So that will give him a little more that will close the gap a little more between him and Triscuit. Both get DSTA here, yep. Triscuit had a little bit of trouble getting that moon. Just a little, finding the spot. So does Michael. Not the most intuitive moon to find when you're racing up that hill, but works out. Triscuit with some movement to get up there. Michael just trailing right behind. We'll see Triscuit setting up for Dram. He's not going to get it because of the bonk. Michael also setting up for Dram. He's got a line. He could get this. He does not get it. Not a big deal, though. Both having trouble getting up on the icicle here to grab the Crate Moon. We'll see if we're going for Plat Clip on these routes or not. Triscuit is not. Michael's not. I'm not surprised, but I don't know. I've seen some interesting routes in some of these matches I've commentated, so you never know. Both rushing over. Grab the moons. Looks like Triscuit's going for reverse Jaxie, while Michael's just going for Jaxie. Triscuit does the movement. Makes it look pretty easy. Michael grabbing the moon out of the block. Triscuit's going for the bullet bill manip, and he gets it. If you're unaware, with some precise movement there, you can get the bullet bill to spawn and roll naturally right at you. And if that block is between the bullet bill and you, it's going to break it for you, and you won't have to capture it at all. So, pretty nice, easy way just to save a couple seconds. But they are both still around the same pace as to when they got into Sand. See if either of them get single throw notes here. Triscuit does not. And Michael will not either. Not a bad notes by any means, though. And throughout the run, obviously Triscuit is going to save a little more time just due to being on Switch 2. Cutscenes are going to load a little faster. But with the difference in PB that we're looking at, if anything, that'll just even out the run between the two of them. Especially because Michael... Well, I say that. Michael is a bit behind as of right now, actually, so... Just a couple mishaps to start off early, but absolutely still in this. Triscuit setting up for the vault here to get over the wall. Gets it easy. Michael also setting up for the vault. See if either of them are going to go late clip route here. Triscuit bonking. Michael gets the vault as well. It looks like Triscuit is not going to set up for lake clip. Is just going to take the normal route here through lake that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Michael as well, taking the normal route. Just gets first to get into the Rango fight here. Very quick fight, as long as you don't get hit at all. Which at this level you don't expect to see that, but you never know. Triscuit wraps it up pretty clean, couple seconds. As does Michael. Both grabbing some extra coins just to be safe. And they're gonna go ahead and head out of Lake Kingdom and onto Wooded. Not the cleanest lake from Michael. Loses about 7 seconds off his PB. Again, not a big deal, but just for you split watchers out there, I know they don't have them up here on the race screen, so Triscuit dropping in Wooded. Wooded's a kingdom where, you know, you do expect to see you know, some, you know, the potentially different routes, especially if either of the runners go for nut clip. It does leave us with a backup route. So thanks for the good luck, Switch runner. Yeah, it's a good race so far, so hoping it stays that way. Looks like Triscuit's setting up to do the nut clip route here, so You know, with enough practice, you know, any runner should be consistent at nut clip. There's never a guarantee. So, yeah, this could help either expand the gap Triscuit has or close the gap that Michael is currently fighting against. Both of them had a bit of trouble grabbing the moon, the nut on the tree. Does look like that should be good for Triscuit. It was not, actually. So Triscuit's going to have to do the backup route here. Michael will pull ahead a bit if he's able to do this. That might do it. It does. Well, assuming good out of bounds movement here from Michael, that'll help him catch up a lot, actually. Triscuit struggling to get up the ramp. Yeah, and it's now a much closer run. Michael hitting that nut clip, he's only just about 3 seconds behind Triscuit right now. Triscuit also had some troubles with getting up the ramp. Shout out, it is not Rob. And over here. Michael having some trouble getting out of the red maze. Right. Because he got nut clip, Michael gets to skip this story moon here. Triscuit unfortunately will not be able to skip this story moon. I mean, in theory he could, but you know, doesn't make sense. Michael going for an FRS here. It's clean. He gets across. He's now got a good gap here on Triscuit. This is where a lot of the time same is. Getting nut clip itself isn't that much faster than going up the ramp, but the real speed difference is being able to skip that story moon there. You skip a pretty long cutscene. That is truly not necessary because you can fight Spirit without, well, I won't say that, but you don't necessarily have to fight Spirit here too, because the Spiritless route does go back at the nut that grew on the fence and flooded pipes. Michael's struggling to grab that moon up here. So we're going to see Michael go for the nut on the fence and then head into flooded pipes, while Triscuit will not fight Spirit. Also electing to do the same thing. You never know. Technically, you could go either way. It just depends. If you're consistent in flooded pipes, then go for it. I never said I would, but... See Michael head in there first. Clean so far. Triscuit having some small troubles here. Neither of them tried to go for the clip. I wonder why. Michael having some trouble getting the moon. Triscuit having some trouble not dying, but grabs the moon either way, and they're both going to be heading out of Wooded off to Cloud Kingdom to fight Bowser. Not likely to see anything crazy exciting in Cloud. Just see if they can hit those fast hats. The good nut clip route there from Michael does save him a little time based on where he was after Lake. So that's good to see here. The roll cancel to get the first platform. Grabs the first fast hat with ease. Knock Bowser away. Triscuit running up to get the first fat hat as well. Also gets it with ease. Knock Bowser away. Michael grabs the second fast hat. First try as well. Triscuit heading over now, likely hoping to do the same. And he does. Now Michael taking the damage for an easier setup on the third fast hat, which he grabs. Gonna punch Bowser, head off to Lost. Clean cloud from Michael. Triscuit doing the same setup. Looking to grab the same fast hat. Again, second nature for them. And good cloud kingdoms for both of them. They're both gonna be heading out of here pretty quickly. Off to Lost Kingdom. Very quick, very fun to watch kingdom, but a lot of opportunity for death and demise, unfortunately. Michael sets up for the triple jump FRS. Gets it with plenty of room to spare. Triscuit going for the CRJ FRS. Gets it with less room to spare. You do see Triscuit is slowly closing this gap on Michael. You know, part of which due to the speed he's playing at, part of which the small incremental time saves you'll see Kingdom to Kingdom being on Switch 2 as opposed to Switch 1. You just are going to save a little time here and there. But both of them are currently moving. Yeah, for reference, Michael's Switch 1, Triscuit's Switch 2. So throughout the run, you've seen it a bit already. You'll continue to see it. Triscuit will just be saving little bits of time because of being on Switch 2. Overall on the run, it saves around 40 seconds. I don't know the exact time. Michael, dangerous moon over the cliff's edge here. And unable to grab this moon first try. That does give Triscuit a little bit of a bump, though. Not much. Both grabbing this moon as opposed to the crate moon. So it's just going to come down to the moon under the bridge. Clean for both of them. And Triscuit gets out without the death, which is going to save him a little bit of time, and then he grabs the tree. So, doesn't save as much as it would have, but Triscuit, as you can see, is just barely ahead of Michael here. Now, I believe the way we've been doing it for most of these runs when they're on different versions is at the end that we adjust the times based on the console difference. I'm not sure if it's varying race to race or if it's, you know, going to be done the same way. Because of the last run that I commentated where they were on different consoles, they just changed the time at the end. If that's the case, that means that Michael will get an extra 40-something seconds taken off his time. Yeah, Triscuit would need to win by 51 seconds. That's the time. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 40. But yes, Triscuit will need to win by 51 seconds if he wants to pull this one away. Which he does have a bit of a lead here. He's just going to have to expand it a bit more, obviously. Both get the jump off the Goomba. Michael almost had some dangerous movement there in Night Metro, but 50 Goose, 50 won't be tied. That's fair, yeah. But we're going to move through Night Metro here. The interior of New Donk City Hall. Pretty quick and easy. A real big problem is that jump at the end. I say that Michael having an unfortunate bonk sends him back down while Triscuit's currently on his way out. So right now Triscuit gets to head up to the top to start the boss fight while Michael's still working his way out of New Donk City Hall interior. Not sure what is going on there with the neck fight for Triscuit, but it works. Gonna see them both try to manipulate the lines here. Doing a pretty good job so far. The goal obviously is have the Wiggler take the shortest path between the start and the end, because then it gets out of this little animation faster. Triscuit, this is going to be a tough mech to get the 2-cycle on. Oh, just barely gets the 2-cycle. That's about as good as you're going to see it with a pattern like that. Michael's going to have to do the same thing. Oh, that's just, wow. Those were two very close 2-cycles. Both almost 3 cycles, but just some sharpshooting from both Triscuit and Michael to get through that. Because 3-cycling the mech is a bad time loss, especially in a race that's as close as it is right now. I'm going to start off Day Metro. Nothing too absurd that we might see here. A couple easy drams. Scoot clip, obviously. But the real only difference is seeing if these runners elect for bullet building or musicians. Triscuit must not be confident in Scoot clip going for RC car here. Not a very clean RC car, unfortunately. Michael is setting up for Scoot clip. See if he can get that first try. That'll be good for him. Does not get it first try. Not get it second try either. There we go. So about the same. A slow RC car and a slow Scoot clip does not really make much of a difference. Michael's gonna try for the dram here on the pole. Grabs that easily. Just hit bonks on the crate. Interesting strategy to ensure that he breaks it. Obviously intentional. And it looks like he will be going for musicians here. The bullet building does save a couple seconds, but comes at the risk of death because, you know, bullet building has voids and the musicians don't. Michael also electing to go for musicians. Does mean more story cutscenes, but it's definitely safer. Gonna head across to grab the moon, the MichaelGuy wreckage, as well as the second musician. Gonna warm up, grab a couple other easy moons here. Pretty common Day Metro we're gonna see here. Just what you'd expect. Last couple moons are pretty simple. Triscuit getting the backflips perfectly to align himself up Mudong City's highest peak. Michael also lining up the backflips perfectly. Triscuit missing the moon over the pool while he's diving down. Grabs the hit art, so he will have enough coins to grab the shot moon in snow. Triscuit seemingly forgetting the ground pound spot for this moon. Michael not forgetting, just missing. Both can head into the people room here. Roll cancel does get you through this room a little faster, allows you to get started rolling. Yeah, Lucine, this is a very close race so far. You know, there's a bit of a clear advantage for Triscuit, but due to being on Switch 2, Triscuit's going to have to win by about 52 seconds if he's going to want to pull this one out. So if Michael's able to keep it this close the whole time, even if Triscuit finishes the split first, Michael's going to have the advantage. But we're both heading out of Day Metro. Going to head next into Snow Kingdom. There are some things we could be seeing here. Yeah, it is about only 10 seconds. According to the splits, Michael is consistently losing a little bit of time, around 8 seconds per split. They both are running pretty close to PB. Michael's about on a just north of a 104 pace. Triscuit a little bit behind that. Triscuit's currently running on a just under 104 pace. So, you know, if Triscuit keeps playing at the level he is, this is going to look like a PB for him. But the PB might not be enough to beat Michael at the end of the day. But Snow Kingdom, there are a couple fun strats to look out for. Snow Clip, Snow Dram, theoretically ICC, but I don't expect to see that in Div C, but you never know. I was commentating Hyper's match, and he did say he was thinking about going for ICC. And he's in Div E, so it was even funnier, but I will know if they're going for Snow Dram about now. Triscuit will. You know Michael does Snow Dram. Looks like we're going to have a Snow Dram off here. We'll see if either of them go for Snow Clip. Triscuit going for Snow Clip, but does not get it. Michael also going for Snow Clip and does not get it. We're gonna head into this room. Triscuit getting some extra momentum off of that block across the ice to grab that moon. Michael not getting as much momentum, but you don't really need it. Triscuit missing one of the spinies. Trying his best to... He's trying to down throw to get the Cappy across there, but... Gonna drop a 102 switch 1 during your next race. If you do that, I mean, that's mighty impressive, I'll tell you that. Alright, gonna head off to the Goomba room here. Triscuit lands the Goombas right on top of the switch perfectly, as does Michael. Up cancel, up throw, roll cancel, apologies, from Triscuit here. Michael electing for the long jump. Gonna head off to the shop now for both of them. Gonna grab the shop moon. Then set up for one of the tricks of all time, Snowdram. By no means a, you know, a insanely difficult strat, but one with an unfortunate time loss to missing it. Especially because if you prep your run for Snowdram, you don't have a backup. You have to go for Snowdram. Michael is trick jumping. It's one of those trick jumps. Triscuit grabs it first try, so that's good. It's obviously, with most trick jumps, the goal is consistency. But Michael falls a little short here on his first attempt. Triscuit going to gain on his lead a little bit. Michael going for attempt number 2, looking a little bit cleaner, but he still falls just a bit short. Now to set up for his third attempt. This is going to give Triscuit a pretty big advantage here, especially when it's looking like he's going to need those 51 seconds to... Ooh. This is just unfortunate here from Michael. Going for his fourth attempt here. Yeah, it is really unfortunate for Michael, but this is what Triscuit needs if he wants to pull this one out. You can tell Michael does seem to be panicking just a little bit. His closest attempt was likely the second, but yeah, the vector's just not strong enough. It's not going to carry him across. Grabs at that attempt. I believe that was attempt number 6. I'm not 100% sure, but it was attempt number 6. It's a brutal, brutal thing for Michael here, but it does help out Triscuit a little bit, just really needing that time difference here. So it looks like Triscuit lost about a minute and a half, minute 40 seconds there in snow. So that's going to, you know, give Triscuit more than the time he needs separation for those 52 seconds. The real goal for him here is maintaining that. You know, he's going to have to hold that lead that he has. So any slip-ups from Triscuit later on in the run, if it gives Michael enough of an opportunity to come back and get within 51 seconds, then, you know, it'll be a much closer race. But obviously, there's still a lot of very big parts of the run that we could see, you know, a comeback from Michael, especially in Bowser's Kingdom. Triscuit's also not having the cleanest seaside of all time. Yeah, mech is very crucial here. You know, Triscuit, if Triscuit, you know, I'm not wishing for anything, but if Triscuit were to fall off mech and Michael doesn't, that's, you know, that's where some time save can be had for Michael. But we won't know until we get there. At the end of the day, it's just going to come down to execution for these two. Just heading out of Seaside, about 40, 38, I believe. I better not be a commentator's curse. If it is, I will issue a public apology for Triscuit for that one, but gonna head into luncheon here, see if Triscuit can get salt triple. And he does, first try. Michael heading over, gonna set up here for fish clip in a couple seconds. Yeah, it is true as well. Triscuit is playing really well and, you know, could still get a PB here. Which wouldn't be the first PB that we see in... would be the first PB that we see in this tournament, but a PB in the tournament is about just the best thing you could do. Michael right about now leaving Seaside. Triscuit going to head into the moon shard sub area. Moon shards above the lava. I don't... soup, whatever you want to call it. I call it soup. Triscuit playing dangerously here. Try not to fall into the soup. Head over, get this moon on the cliff side. Michael just starting off. Not even going to risk it with salt triple right now. Just doing the backflip off the elevated platform. Triscuit had some trouble getting up there, getting the crates moon. You can obviously save time. Like, a lot of higher level runners like to come in at that angle, because that way they can break the crate while they're wall jumping up. Save a little bit of time. But Michael gonna go ahead, tackle Spirit here while Triscuit grabs the soup moon. The turnip moon specifically out of the soup. I just like saying soup, I guess. Soup is correct. Triscuit set up with a good Podoboo cycle here. Grabbing it while it's on the far side of the platform. Saves a little bit of time. Heading into forks. As Michael wraps up the Spirit fight. Triscuit having a little bit of trouble trying to tie the up throws. You'll notice them dive closer to the fork because the closer you are to a capture, the less time it takes to bring Mario into the capture. So it's just an easy way to save some time, but going for the dive does oftentimes set you up a little more risk. Triscuit is... Alright, sure. Doing some min caps here. It was very clean. I don't believe it is actually faster. I've had this discussion a couple times. Not the first runner to go for the lava bounce here, but I mean, it's not faster. It's cooler, I guess. But some people just like min caps, I guess. No, it was very clean. It was the cleanest I've seen it. He got there in, you know, minimal bounces too. Michael having some troubles here with the turnip moon, while Triscuit grabs the second story moon here in Luncheon. Getting some love for min caps from chat here. I did convince a friend of mine, anyone here who knows it is not Rob, actively doing a subathon. I convinced him to put min caps any percent. Well, I convinced him to put min caps darker side as a sub goal, and for some reason he agreed to it, and then it got hit, and he was not looking forward to it. So he took a plea deal, added time to his timer, and he's going to do min caps any percent, which isn't that really that much better. For for those of you not aware, min caps aims to beat Super Mario Odyssey as fast as possible using the minimum number of captures without this. Oh my goodness! I was gonna say at this current state is 3 captures. A death from Triscuit here. That's going to hurt him. He's gonna take a lot of time off of his lead. Not the worst place to die, but I mean any death is a big time loss here. But Michael grabbing the Potable jump to get up. It is technically faster than Triscuit's fault. But yeah, that death will help Michael pull closer. You know, again, Michael only needs to put it that way, he only needs to lose by 51 seconds or less. So as long as he can get within that time frame, it's good. But Triscuit just now wrapping up with the story moon. We'll have a good gauge for how far apart they are leaving Luncheon, to see, you know, how much more time Michael needs to make up to ensure his win here. He's probably behind about a minute and a half. I would assume so as well. 47.50 is looking like the exit here for Triscuit. We'll compare with Michael's exit to see what the true time difference is. But whatever it was, that death definitely took some time off of it. Michael's going to be out of Luncheon lickety split. Triscuit heading into the ruin fight while his friend Mega Maniac gets on Minecraft. Shout out whoever that is. Triscuit does save Captain Toad. That is bonus points from me. We love saving Captain Toad. That is true. The run is officially valid. That means Triscuit can officially win. As long as he wins by at least 52 seconds. But so it was a 47.50 exit from Triscuit. It's going to be about a 49.20 or so. Yeah, so it is pretty much exactly a minute and a half difference here. So, you know, minute and a half, 90 seconds. He's going to have to shave off 40 seconds somewhere here. You are goated at estimating. That is correct. Michael going to run up to the Ruined Dragon fight just about as Triscuit finishes the fight. I'm going to see if Michael saves Captain Toad here. So far, he has not. If he wants the run to be valid, he's going to have to do it. Grabs the heart. Gonna get some cap throw wall stalls here. Kind of looks like he's running 100% or something. Uh-oh is correct. No, this one might actually be invalid. He's got only got one more chance left to save Captain Toad. Maybe he's just making us wait for it, but I don't think he's gonna do it. He's just gonna leave him there to rot. It's unfortunate. It's invalid. It's unfortunate. Michael was working the comeback, but now because of that, the run is invalid. So, congrats to Triscuit. No, I'm joking. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to disqualify runs because they do not save Captain Toad. If it were up to me, we would. But Triscuit, having trouble lining up the ogre here. But recovers, and we're grabbing the first story moon here in Bowser's. Michael about to leave, ruined. So the gap between the two of them, about this. Sorry, apologies. About the same as it was leaving luncheon. Ruin's pretty quick kingdom, pretty consistent kingdom for most runners, assuming that you don't die. Triscuit gonna head up to get shards here. Love a good shards. The real question that's gonna be answered is who will be going for Topper first and who will be going for Harriet first. Triscuit getting some interesting movement up to the third shard, and by interesting movement, I mean a death. Now, I believe he got the checkpoint here, but if he didn't, this is going to be pretty detrimental. But he did, okay. But that helps cut into the time that Michael needs to save here to make this a close run. Setting up for Bird Dram. So he's going to grab that moon with ease. The bird will bring him right back up so he doesn't have to climb up the wall. And then, yeah, Triscuit better grab the last shard here. Michael's about to kill the ogre. He barely got that before the ogre said no. You do see it happening a little bit with every moon, with every kingdom. Since that mishap on Snowdram, Michael has been working his way back just a smidge. Nothing crazy that he's been doing, mostly just some unfortunate mishaps from Triscuit closing that gap. At this point in time, Triscuit does still have the time allotted, but you know, Bowser's Kingdom does have the run killer in it, Mac. That is the most common thing that will make or break a run, especially in races, is if you're getting mech birdless or not. But Triscuit goes for Harriet first. Triscuit also messes up the bomb play here, so they're just losing a little more time. Unable to set up for Zarbomba as well. But Triscuit attempts Zarbomba. honestly cannot tell. I'm hoping somebody in chat can answer that for me because I'm not... That's never a trick I've set up for, so I don't really know what the setup is, to be fair. My guess would be yes, just because there were just some mishaps in that fight. But Michael going for topper first here, which is, in my opinion, the correct answer. Triscuit having some trouble getting topper to fall. Michael just breezing through this chopper fight. Now, it looks like they're right on their tail, but Michael still has to fight Harriet. But with a not too clean Harriet from Triscuit, if Michael has a good Harriet, that's just another place to save some time. We'll see if Michael can go for Zarbomba here. Does not appear he was going for it. You're not going for Zarbomba, but still having a very clean Harriet fight regardless. Missing the hitbox on top of Harriet's head. Also, another important place to note is that while they look a little more farther apart, Triscuit did have to get a moon there that Michael will not, so kind of evens out from earlier when Triscuit was getting that crate moon because Michael grabbed Birdram. Apologies, not Snowdram. I don't think Michael would want to talk about Snowdram. Triscuit's going to be the first one to go into the mech here. This is going to be a very important fight here for Triscuit if he wants to maintain this lead. He's going to have a very clean mech. To be specific, Michael got it on his 6th attempt, so he was 1 for 6. Triscuit falling off here. Falling off again. Gonna go for it a 3rd time. Just having some troubles getting up the mech. Falls off, kills both the birds. This is not the start to mech that you want to see. But he collects himself and will kill Rango. But Michael just now hopping in the mech. That time has more than been cut off, assuming Michael has a consistent mech here, which he starts off a lot cleaner than Triscuit did. Going for topper acquired. That is not going to be topper acquired, but, you know, still clean. Both of them staying on the mech so far now that they're on it. However, with the mishaps getting up on the mech from Triscuit does allow Michael to cut into that lead a bit. So Triscuit going for the easier play to Harriet last while Michael is setting up for target acquired, and he... Oh, that is going to hurt. It was such a clean mech. Michael had all the time saved up, and missing target acquired there is brutal. He's going for the backup strats, though. He's just going to grab the bird, falling off the leg. And the mech just not cooperating. Really unfortunate here. You know, it looked like Michael had it all figured out, but topper acquired is one of those risky strats. You save a lot of time, it looks really cool, but missing it is really detrimental. So yeah, we'll time it here. Once Triscuit leaves, we'll see the time difference between the two. What the likelihood is of Michael catching up here. Not 100% sure. Triscuit is leaving at about 1 minute 40 seconds. So to be within pace, Michael's going to have to leave within 1 hour, 1 minute, and 30 seconds or so. About a minute. We're gonna see. Minute 30 seconds. Hour 30. I don't know what I'm saying. I had to say an hour and 40 seconds. And an hour, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay, so he leaves at 101.25, which is within the 51 seconds that he needs here. So as of right now, Michael is on pace to win this. Leaving Bowser's. But it will come down to this Moon Kingdom. There's nothing in Moon Kingdom that's as detrimental as the mech fight, but it still has its moments, so we're gonna have to see that from these two here. Oh, that is bad. That is bad. Michael, with the death, is going to take him out of that time range that he needs. So clean play from Triscuit would likely have this in the bag for him. Missing that triple, overshooting it is brutal. Michael's playing it safe now, just making sure he can get through this run. Oh, that's another unfortunate death for Michael. It's not over yet, to be completely fair. Triscuit missing the second fast hat. It's not going to be enough for Michael to catch up necessarily, but anything helps at this point for him. He's going to need a bit of a miracle here. Just gonna wrap up with a Bowser fight here. You know, it's hard to tell. I'm not sure how much closer it would have been if there was only the first death instead of the second as well. But that second death all but takes him out of this, assuming a clean escape here. Yeah, for Michael to have any chance, Triscuit would unfortunately have to find a way to perish here. It's by no means impossible, but I'm not going to wish death upon anyone in this run, so. Clean 2D skip from Triscuit. It's going to come down to these pillars here. If Triscuit makes it through these pillars alive, he will pull this out. That is true, no XD skip. This is how Michael makes the run valid again. If Michael hits XD skip but does not save Captain Toad, Triscuit saving Captain Toad but does not hit XD skip. Good pillars from Triscuit on the first one. It's the second pillar down. Has some trouble with the third, but gets that down as well. Lines up his shots. And it looks like that's going to do it for Triscuit. Looking at a 106 10. I want to take 610 here from Triscuit. Congrats. A couple minutes off PB, but he did what he needed to do. Got it done. And at the end of the day, he's just made better mistakes, I guess. I don't really know how to put it, but neither run necessarily clean, flawless, but Triscuit does come out victorious. Yeah. Michael fell really far behind during a lot of points, but was able to work his way back pretty quickly. But just some really unfortunate deaths and mistakes from Michael are going to be what seals it for Triscuit. But Michael's going to wrap up Pillars any minute now. We'll get a confirmation on his final time, and then yeah. See if either runners want to come in for any post-game commentary. Talk about the runs. Michael gonna wrap up with just under a 108 here. And a 107.51. 107.50.40. I cannot time. About a minute behind Triscuit. Wow. Yeah. Congratulations, both runners. Congrats to Triscuit here on pulling through the win. Yeah, with the adjustment, about a minute. Win for Triscuit. Just came down to some unfortunate moments, but congrats to both runners. Great stuff throughout the whole thing. We're going to go ahead and see if either of the two want to come in for a post-game interview. If so, we will conduct that shortly. If not, we'll be sending you all on your way. What's up, Michael?
Not good things.
No, well, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but
No, it's fine.
welcome in Triscuit.
Hello.
Well, GG, Michael.
So, not necessarily the smoothest runs from either of you guys, but
No.
just
We were like
it
neck and
was
neck
pretty close at a
until
lot of points throughout those
yeah,
runs.
until whatever happened to Michael and Snow.
Snowdram.
You know what? That makes sense. Snowdram be like that sometimes.
I practiced it before, and I guess I should have practiced before that, because I kept going too far to the left. I keep going like straight to the left. So it was not getting me very much distance. I died twice in move.
Oh.
Not even
Because yeah.
It was before escape too. It was in the overworld.
I'm pretty sure every split before Snow we were within like 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, keeping an eye on some timings. The race was really close up until the mishaps in Moon. even with the mechs, neither mech was necessarily flawless, so it did
Yeah.
allow for that time to
Yeah.
maintain close. I believe Michael was about within 5 seconds of the threshold needed to win, but unfortunate deaths in Moon prohibited that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it was great stuff either way, especially early on in the game. Really good showings from both of you guys. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about, or
I
I golden
don't.
cloud.
Oh
You
yeah, I
golden
got
what?
like
What did you say? I'm sorry.
You talking to me?
Yeah, Michael.
I said I golden cloud.
You Goldie Cloud. Golds are always good. It
true.
was a clean cloud.
I managed to pull 4 golds out of that run as well somehow.
4 golds.
Cloud
Wow.
Cloud lost Noah and Ruined all. Got there.
Mm.
Which I'm surprised a loss happened because I grabbed the tree at the end.
My loss was very scary in some places. Like the ending was very scary. I almost died before getting the bridge move.
Saw that. Yeah, you getting the moon over the cliff. You had to wall jump off the tree to not die there. I was close.
Wait, no, I didn't. Wait. Oh no, that one. Yeah,
Was
that
that-
one too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was talking
That.
about the end.
Oh yeah.
I
That
got a
was.
delayed dive. Like it was
I
not
saw.
accepting my dive, and I said, oh no.
I was nervous watching that part too. I was like, is he gonna dive? But he did.
I was like,
So.
oh gosh.
Yeah, I had quite possibly the worst Bowser's Kingdom I've had in like years.
Yeah, Bowser's was a tough point for both runs. I noticed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was
Oh
tough for both of you, so it remained consistent. Within.
yeah, my shards movement was not there.
My
Yeah,
stars
that
was good.
was unfortunate. Death and shards, but
Wait, is he on Switch 1 or Switch 2?
I'm switched to.
I thought you were Switch 1. I was thinking I would get lost by thought I lost
My
by almost 2 minutes.
oh no.
my PB is Switch 1, but since I got that the Switch 2 came out.
Mhm.
And I haven't gotten a PB on Switch 2 yet.
Yeah, it's always a little tough keeping up when you are on different switches, the timing between the two runs,
Oh,
but
true.
not a big
But
deal.
what is
But
it like? It's like 45 seconds, I think.
51
The
is the
difference?
gap between the
51.
two.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe coming out of Bowser's, Michael was 46 seconds behind,
Is
which
that
was within the
real time or is
threshold.
that adjusted? That's
That was real time. So
okay.
if it when
Oh
adjusted, that
man.
would technically put Michael 5 seconds ahead. But Moon disagreed with
Yeah,
that, unfortunately.
I was kind of selling at the end as well with between Luncheon and Bowser's.
Yeah, it was a consistent theme in the late game, second half of the run. Just had a little more slop than the first half, but overall, still 2 good runs. Still both far better than my best run. So if that makes you feel better at night,
I guess it does a little bit.
well, there you go. But yeah, congrats again, Triscuit.
Thank you.
GG's to both of you, though. I mean, there's a reason that I'm a commentator and not a runner. I wouldn't be able to handle the pressure, but you both did pretty well. So
Yeah, I was definitely getting a little nervous knowing Michael was catching up to me at the end.
yeah, I can definitely understand the nerves setting in. I've done races that have, no payout at the end, and I still get nervous. So I can't imagine the nerves in, a bracketed run that's being streamed in front of the community like this. So props to both of you. It's really
Yeah.
good stuff. But yeah, unless either of you have anything else you wanted to say.
I don't have any.
No? Good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming in. Congrats on the runs. And yeah, have a great rest of your whatever time it is for you.
Thank you. Have a great day or night or whatever it might be.
It's night for me, so
Okay, so that makes all of us then.
all out in the U.S. then, or at least
All
those time
the
zones. I
the
shouldn't
three
assume.
of us right here.
Yeah, the three of us have a great night. To those of you out there watching, have a great something, and we'll pick up again sometime next Thursday, I believe, is when the races will start up again. We'll see some more from the same three brackets, some redemption matches and whatnot. So make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, have a great rest of your night, guys.
You too.